So it is very important to remember that when they are classifying your child in special education, that anyone with a brain tumor diagnosis should have the classification as traumatic brain injury. That is one of the 13 classifications in the special education list. And for our kids, that's what it is, traumatic brain injury as a result of a brain tumor. So please make sure that that is what your child is classified. Just as he or she goes on in school, it's going to help to have that classification rather than a speech delay or other health impaired or something like that. One thing that the committee will decide is what type of placement your child belongs in. Goes according to a lot of things. It goes according to their testing and where they come out there. Goes according maybe to their level of cognition and where they are, their anxiety levels. A lot of things play a part. And in the special education world, it's called least restrictive environment. So we want our kids to get special education services, but we want them to have a typical day as much as possible. So there's three different classes that your child could be put into once they join special education. The first is called a resource room. And a resource room is only where they need very limited help, where they're getting pulled out for certain services. They're going to a separate room with maybe 4 or 5 other children to work on that subject. The next environment is called an integrated co-teaching or ICT classroom. They change the name of this sometimes, so I might not have the current lingo. That's where there's a special education teacher and a general education teacher in the classroom. 24, 25 students, 5 or 6 or 7 of which are special ed students, the rest of which are general ed. And that special ed teacher tends to pull those kids to the back table for extra help. Sometimes the special ed teacher might get up and teach the lesson, but they're in that ICT or integrated co teaching environment. And then the last of the classes is called a special class or a self contained class. That's when your child might need a little bit more one on one help, a little bit more, a slower paced classroom. Possibly a classroom where the teacher's really able to spend a lot more time with your child. Don't be upset by any of these three environments that the committee feels would be best for your child. They do this all the time. They're familiar with this and they know based on testing, based on teacher report, based on maybe what you've told them about your child, they're going to put your child in the best environment. And if you try to put them in a different environment than what they're recommending, that might not be what's best for your child. Kyle moved into the different environments throughout his 12 years of school, and I can tell you that each one was perfect for him at the grade level he was in. So I would kind of take the committee's advice on that and not get hung up on the name of the class, but more about the type of instruction that they're going to get in each of those classrooms.